Hey guys, Luke here.
What's up, Thade here too?
We just got done watching Paramount's newest film, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. So sometimes it's saying that's like a tongue twister. But I feel like I got on better.
You say D&D,
Oh yeah, D&D Honor Among Thieves. That's better. Anyways, this movie's fun. There were certainly a lot of moments that like got a laugh out of me. The characters were really fun. The set pieces, they looked amazing, and the scenes were great. The attention to detail. Why don't we hear what Thade has to say about it?
Well, yeah, overall too, like how Luke was saying, like I thought it was surprisingly good. Like I came into the movie with I didn't really know what to expect with it really, but I came out of it like really liking it. I thought it was just a pretty fun like actual Dungeons and Dragons like adventure. I think this is kind of the best scenario for how a Dungeons and Dragons movie could like be made, where it's kind of like in the universe, like if a game was actually happening. And there's so many surprising set pieces. There's really creative stuff that the film like does, especially with magic and stuff like that. It ended up being like a really good film.
Yeah, coming from someone who's never played D&D, I had no trouble like being confused or anything.
Yeah, it didn't make it too like weird where you had to play the games to know what was going on, or like to play like to actually know Dungeons and Dragons to like know what's happening.
Yeah, and some films kind of fall flat when they do that thing, like where it's like, oh, you have to do this so you can order to see this, i.e., the MCU.
Yeah.
But Dungeons and Dragons doesn't have that syndrome or issue.
Yeah, overall, even without it being Dungeons and Dragons, this could just be a good movie anyway. Like it's kind of just a good adventure where it actually happens. So
yeah. We're gonna go over several categories. First, let's talk about the humor. I think the humor, for the most part, works. Like that graveyard scene, it's just top tier comedy. It's comedy gold.
Yeah,
and that comes in large part due to the performances. Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, is that her name?
I think so.
Justice Smith. Like a lot of people in the cast, they do great in their roles. Like they really bring the characters to life, and their arcs are really good. Like especially Justin Smith's arc of like being the sorcerer and realizing it was himself that was holding him back. That was something I wasn't expecting. Like the movie can pull some surprises, and that was certainly one of them.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of good like character development for all the characters, and they kind of all went through their own arcs, and it was like actually done, like it was expanded upon for each of them. And I thought all the characters together had like great chemistry. Like they actually worked together as a group like well, and they improved as a group throughout the movie, which is like something that's like other movies should probably take note of.
Yeah. The attention to detail is great, like especially because like I love medieval settings, whether like, and this one just feels like a more fun medieval like, because when you compare a movie like this film to another medieval film, i.e., The Last Duel, like they're both medieval, but like this one seems to take a more fun route rather than a mute serious attempt, which I have no problem with. I love any medieval setting I see. Like in this film, you get to see like a bunch of scratches on like the brick walls, the feathers on like any animal. And just like, there's some really great details within the clothing, the setting, top-notch production design to whoever did that.
Yeah, and I mean they had kind of a lower budget compared to other movies, and they were really able to stretch it and like build out the world and make it really believable and stuff. And like how while we were watching it, we were kind of just sucked into the movie. Like it actually really fleshed out the world with the attention to detail and all that.
Yeah, this was like one of those movies where it's like I don't want it to end. I want to stay in this world because it looks fun to be in. Plus, also speaking of having its kind of low budget-ish, even though this does have like the usual cost for like a big studio release, there are some practical effects. Like I noticed that some of the animals like were not like they weren't CG. Like I could tell like, oh wow, these are like practical suits. Like it's like we're going like OG Star Wars here. Like yeah, I please do more of that instead of just computerizing a bunch of animals, and yeah, don't do what an American Werewolf in Paris did. don't CG the wolves. It's no, just don't. Anyways, what else is there to talk? Oh, the set pieces.
Oh yeah.
There are some really amazing set pieces throughout this film. When they're underground, when they're in the arena.
So when they're in the graveyard and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's maybe that's not set. Well, there's a battle.
Well, I mean, it is kind of a set
Yeah.
piece, like this big, well-crafted set, but it's not like an action one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But like the action set pieces, fire. Like the choreography is great.
Yeah, there's actually good fighting choreography. Like I was kind of surprised about that.
Yeah, it kind of like, this isn't like a problem with the movie, but it's just like the kind of motion within some of the fight scenes seems a bit like CG-ish. Like I don't think that they were CG, but like I don't know, like the camera motion kind of just makes it seem like it is. Like it's trying to play with your mind. That could probably be because of how like cameras are changing and frame rates are, I don't know, I feel like I'm just blabbering on. But that was like something that kind of stood out to me with some of the fight scenes. Now, if I had a problem with this film, it's Hugh Grant's character. I mean, like, the guy's not a bad actor. He has some great, he has some great movies he was in, but I don't know, this might be one of his weakest performances. Like, some of the jokes that he does just don't seem to land much, and like, if they had like another rewrite or two, or maybe if they had reshot it, it could have worked, but I don't know, it just didn't seem to work for me.
Yeah, he was kind of the weakest character of the movie. Well, yeah, he kind of pretty much was kind of one of the weaker links of the film.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Grant. Maybe you could be cast in it. Maybe you could try again, and like, if they bring you back for the sequel. But anyways, Dungeons and Dragons is a fun film that I totally recommend.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Like, I was very surprised.
Yeah, I honestly hope they make a sequel, because I would love to continue seeing this world and these characters.
Yeah, pretty much make sure to go out and support it and show that like people like this film.
Yeah. That's it. I'll see you guys later.